Texas Rural Highway Day. The sun beats mercilessly down on the dirt road, cutting through the arid Texan landscape. Cacti punctuate the scenery, while the heat creates shimmering mirages on the horizon. Sarah Martinez, 32 years old, brown hair tied in a ponytail, simple but clean clothes, drives her old faded red Ford pickup. The radio plays country music as she sings along, off-key but happy. On the passenger seat, boxes of cheap groceries, generic brands, sale items, discount coupons, still stuck to some products. Sarah brakes hard. Ahead, a black latest model Mustang is overturned on the side of the road, smoke rising from the crushed hood. Skid marks tear across the asphalt. Sarah, whispering to herself, "Oh my God." She parks quickly, grabs her cell phone, no signal. She runs to the wrecked vehicle. Inside the car, a man is unconscious. Marcus Huntington, 35 years old, strong jawline, perfectly cut black hair even after the accident. He wears an expensive brand Western shirt, premium jeans, handcrafted leather boots that cost more than Sarah's monthly rent. Blood trickles from a cut on his forehead. Sarah can't. "Sir? Sir, can you hear me?" Nothing. She tries to open the door, locked. She runs to her pickup, grabs a crowbar from the truck bed. With effort, she manages to force the door open. The deflated airbag makes access difficult. Sarah checks Marcus's pulse, weak but present. Sarah can't. "Okay, you're going to be fine. I'm getting you out of here." She unbuckles his seatbelt, slides her arms under his. He's heavier than he looks, pure muscle beneath the expensive clothes. With determination, Sarah drags him out of the vehicle. She barely gets him 5 yards away when the Mustang sparks. Flames begin licking at the engine. Sarah can't. Breathless, that was too close. She looks around. No other cars. No cell signal. The nearest town is miles away. Marcus groans, still unconscious. Sarah makes a decision. With Herculean effort, she manages to lift his limp body into the bed of her pickup. She places her jacket under his head as a makeshift pillow. Sarah can't. To unconscious Marcus, "I hope you have good health insurance, because I definitely don't." She accelerates down the dusty road. Sarah's house, exterior, moments later. A modest wooden house, paint peeling, porch with cracked steps. A small but well-maintained garden. Chickens scratch around the yard. It's humble but clean and organized. Sarah parks. Her neighbor MRS, Elena Rodriguez, 60 years old, gray hair, always wearing an apron, appears at the fence. MRS, Rodriguez Sarah. What a fright. What happened? Sarah, helping Marcus out of the truck bed. Accident on the main road. Had no cell signal. I need help getting him inside. Mrs. Rodriguez rushes to help. Together, they manage to carry Marcus into the house. Sarah's house. Interior continuous. The house is small but cozy. Old but well-preserved furniture. Family photos on the walls. Sarah with her deceased parents. Sarah graduating from community nursing school. Sarah in better days. They lay Marcus on the worn sofa. Sarah runs to get her first aid kit. Clearly professional, well-organized, the only expensive thing she owns. MRS. Rodriguez, you think you should have taken him to the hospital? Sarah, examining Marcus, town's 40 minutes away. He was bleeding. Someone needed to stop it now. She cleans the wound expertly, checks Marcus's pupils with a small flashlight, carefully palpates his ribs. Sarah can't. No signs of serious cranial trauma. Stable breathing. Pulse regularizing. Probably just a concussion. MRS. Rodriguez, you were always good at this. A shadow crosses Sarah's face. Sarah, bitter. Being good doesn't pay the bills when you don't have a complete college degree. Mrs. Rodriguez squeezes her shoulder affectionately. Sarah quickly wipes away a tear, returning to professionalism. She finishes bandaging Marcus's forehead, carefully removes his leather boots, and notices the brand. Lucchese handcrafted, limited edition. Sarah can't. To Mrs. Rodriguez, these boots cost more than my car. She searches for identification in Marcus's pockets, finds a premium leather wallet. Inside, several black credit cards, a driver's license. Sarah reads aloud. Sarah can't. Marcus. Huntington. Mrs. Rodriguez raises her eyebrows. MRS. Rodriguez Huntington? Like the Huntington family? Owners of Huntington Oil and Gas? Sarah, checking the wallet again. Can't be the same one? But as she examines the belongings, she finds business cards. Marcus Huntington, CEO, Huntington Energy Corporation. A restaurant receipt from Dallas. $1,200 bill. Sarah can't. Swallowing hard. Oh no. No, no, no. MRS. Rodriguez what? Sarah Elena. This man is a billionaire. Literally one of the richest men in Texas. MRS. Rodriguez, and he's on your couch. Sarah on my old patched-up couch that I bought at a thrift store 7 years ago. Both women look at Marcus, who rests peacefully, completely oblivious to his own identity or fortune. MRS. Rodriguez, well, even billionaires need help sometimes. Sarah nods, but her mind is already racing. Huntington. She knows that name, knows it very well. Sarah's house night. Mrs. Rodriguez has already left. Sarah sits in an old rocking chair, watching over Marcus. She holds a cup of cheap tea, looking at the unconscious man. On the side table, she places his wallet next to a stack of bills, electricity, final notice, water, overdue, rent, 15 days late. Her old laptop is open. On the screen, a Google search, Marcus Huntington. Results appear. Forbes articles, Texas Monthly, interviews. Heir takes over oil empire after father's death. Marcus Huntington expands business into renewable energy. Unexpected move. Texan billionaire maintains private life despite fortune. Sarah clicks on a photo. Marcus at a gala event. Impeccable tuxedo, polite but distant smile. Next to him, a stunning woman in a designer dress, Victoria Ashford, renowned socialite. Sarah muttering, of course, he has a model girlfriend. She closes the laptop abruptly, feeling ridiculous. Marcus stirs, moaning softly. Sarah stands immediately, returning to nurse mode. She checks his temperature with the back of her hand. Old technique she learned from her mother. Sarah can't. Gently. Hey, you're safe. You were in an accident, but you're okay now. Marcus mutters something unintelligible. His eyes move rapidly beneath closed eyelids. REM, dreaming. Sarah grabs an old but clean blanket, covers him carefully. Sarah can't. Whispering. Tomorrow you'll wake up and return to your world of private jets and mansions. And I'll go back to my overdue bills and my job at the diner. She looks at him one more moment, then turns off the light, leaving only a small lamp on. Sarah's house dawn. Golden light enters through thin curtains. Sarah is sleeping in the rocking chair, neck at an awkward angle, clearly uncomfortable. Marcus wakes slowly, blinks several times. Tries to sit up, a sharp pain shoots through his head. Marcus, hoarse, what the hell? The movement wakes Sarah. She jumps, disoriented. Sarah, hey, don't get up so fast. You hit your head. Marcus looks around, confused. The modest house. The unknown woman in simple clothes. Nothing makes sense. Marcus, where am I? Sarah, approaching carefully. You're in my house. My name is Sarah. Sarah Martinez. I found you on the road. Your car flipped over. Marcus touches his forehead, feels the bandage. Marcus, my car. Sarah, a black Mustang? Sorry to say, but it's destroyed. Caught fire after I pulled you out. Marcus, trying to process. You saved me? Sarah, shrugging. Anyone would have done the same. Marcus, what's your name? Sarah frowns. Sarah, I just said. Sarah Martinez. Marcus, right. Sarah. And where are we exactly? Sarah, about 30 miles from Austin. Small town called Red Creek. Marcus nods slowly, then stops, confused. Marcus, Red Creek. Austin. Right. He looks at her, clearly lost. Marcus can't. Hesitant. Sorry, this is going to sound strange, but what's my name? Sarah freezes. Sarah, what did you say? Marcus, my name. I can't remember. Sarah, worried. Are you serious? Marcus, frustration growing. I don't remember anything. The accident, how I got here, my name, where I live. It's all blank. Sarah grabs her small medical flashlight. Sarah, look at me. Follow the light. She examines his pupils again, asks basic questions. Marcus answers some, knows he's in Texas, knows the year, knows basic concepts. But personal information? Completely empty. Sarah caught. Amnesia. Probably from the concussion. Marcus, is this permanent? Sarah, gently, usually not. But you need to see a proper doctor. I can take you to the hospital in Austin. Marcus, no. The vehemence surprises him as much as her. Marcus can't. Calmer, sorry. I don't know why, but I feel like I shouldn't go. At least not yet. Sarah bites her lip, thinking. She looks at his wallet on the table. A decision forms in her mind. A dangerous decision. Sarah, taking a deep breath. Okay, you can stay here for now. Until your memory returns. Marcus, really? You don't even know me. Sarah, small smile. Well, technically, you don't know yourself right now either. Marcus laughs, then winces in pain. Marcus, good point. Sarah, but some ground rules. You help with household chores. No lying around all day. And when your memory comes back, promise you won't sue the nurse who saved you for irregular medical practice. Marcus, smiling, I promise. Thank you, Sarah. I don't know how to thank you. Sarah, thinking. You have 15 billion ways to thank me. You don't need to. It's what decent people do. She hides his wallet in a drawer when Marcus isn't looking. Sarah's house, kitchen, next morning. Sarah prepares coffee in an old coffee maker that makes worrying noises. Marcus sits at the small wooden table, still wearing his expensive clothes, now wrinkled. Sarah, coffee? Marcus, please. She serves in mismatched mugs. One of them has a chip on the rim. Marcus tastes it, makes a face. Sarah, defensive. Sorry if it's not gourmet coffee. Marcus, sincere. No, it's not that. It's just strong. Very strong. Sarah, smiling. Welcome to poor people's coffee. We make it stretch. Marcus looks around the simple kitchen. Old, but clean appliances. A calendar on the wall with work shifts noted in pen. Discount coupons stuck to the fridge with magnets. Marcus, you live alone? Sarah, guarding the pain, yes. My parents died 3 years ago. Car accident. Marcus, I'm sorry. Sarah, changing the subject. What about you? Do you remember anything? Family? Friends? Marcus closes his eyes, concentrating. Marcus, nothing. It's like looking at a blank wall. Sarah feels a pang of guilt, but suppresses it. Sarah, it'll pass. The brain needs time to heal. Marcus, you seem to know a lot about this. Are you a doctor? Sarah, bitter, almost. Did 2 years of nursing school before. Well, life happened. Now I work at Red Creek Diner. But I studied enough to know the basics. Marcus, why did you stop? Sarah, pointing around, money. Or lack of it. When my parents died, the medical debts, I had to drop everything to work. Marcus looks at her with a strange expression, compassion, but also something more. Something he can't identify without his memories. Marcus, that's not fair. Sarah, shrugging. Life rarely is. Red Creek Diner, day. A typical American roadside diner. Formica counter. Red vinyl seats patched with duct tape. Smell of bacon and coffee. Sarah wears her uniform, faded pink dress, white apron, comfortable but worn shoes. She serves coffee to regular customers. Tommy, 22 years old, cook, good heart. Works at the grill. Tommy, Sarah. I heard you found a guy on the road. Sarah, whispering, Tommy. You want the whole town to know? Tommy, laughing. Sister, this is Red Creek. The whole town already knows. As if to prove his point, Mrs. Rodriguez enters with 2 friends, all looking at Sarah with obvious curiosity. MRS, Rodriguez, sitting at the counter. So how's your guest? Sarah, pouring coffee, improving. Friend 1, I heard he's handsome. Friend 2, I heard he drives an expensive Mustang. MRS, Rodriguez, I heard he's a Huntington. The entire diner goes silent. Everyone looks at Sarah. Sarah, carefully. He hit his head. Doesn't remember much. Tommy, amnesia? Seriously? Sarah, defensive, it happens. With cranial trauma. A customer in the back, old Pete, 70 years old, retired farmer, speaks loudly. Pete, the Huntingtons own Huntington Energy. That company tried to buy half the farms around here 10 years ago. Offered pennies for what they were worth. Murmurs of agreement. Pete can't. My cousin Jim lost the family farm. They'd worked that land for 4 generations. Huntington got it for a fraction of its value, drilled for oil, made millions. Sarah turns pale. She didn't know this. MRS Rodriguez, noticing Sarah's expression. Of course, that was old Huntington. The father. This must be the son. Pete, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Sarah returns to the kitchen, disturbed. Tommy follows her. Tommy, hey, you okay? Sarah, whispering. Tommy, I didn't know. About the farms. About what his family did. Tommy, that's not his fault. Especially if he doesn't even remember who he is. Sarah, but I lied to him. By omission. He asked me who he is, and I didn't tell him. Tommy, why? Sarah doesn't answer, but they both know. Because she wanted a chance. A chance to know a man without the weight of billions of dollars. A chance to be seen as something more than her cheap clothes and modest house. A chance to live a fantasy, even if only for a few days. Sarah's house, porch evening. Marcus sits on the porch steps, watching the sunset paint the sky orange and pink. He wears borrowed clothes from Sarah. An oversized men's shirt that belonged to her father, old jeans. Sarah arrives, tired from a double shift. Marcus, hi. Sarah, hi. How do you feel? Marcus, physically? Better. Mentally? More confused than ever. Sarah sits beside him. Sarah, did you remember anything? Marcus flashes. Nothing concrete. Big offices. Men in suits. A feeling of pressure. Responsibility. But no context. He looks at her. Marcus can't. It's strange. I don't know who I am, but I feel different here. Lighter, you know? Sarah, smiling sadly. Sometimes forgetting can be a gift. Marcus, you think so? Sarah, depends on what you're forgetting. Comfortable silence. Marcus looks at Sarah's hands, calloused, short practical nails, no polish. Marcus, you worked hard today. Sarah, double shift. Someone didn't show up. Marcus, does that happen a lot? Sarah, tired, more than it should. But I need the money. Marcus seems uncomfortable, as if something inside him, muscle memory of privilege, feels this is wrong. Marcus, let me help. With chores, I mean. Washing dishes, cleaning, whatever. Sarah, you don't have to. Marcus, I want to. You took me in. It's the least I can do. Sarah looks at him. This billionaire man offering to wash her dishes without having any idea who he really is. Sarah, softly, thank you. They sit as the sun sets completely, and for the first time in years, Sarah feels something dangerous growing in her chest. Hope. Sarah's house. Several days later, montage. Marcus washes dishes, accidentally breaking one. Sarah laughs, showing him the right technique. Marcus tries to cook, completely burning eggs. Sarah patiently teaches him. Marcus fixes the broken fence in the yard while Sarah feeds the chickens. They work side by side, sweaty but smiling. Night, they play old cards at the kitchen table. Sarah cheats blatantly. Marcus accuses her, between laughs. Marcus reads to Sarah while she sews a torn uniform dress. He stops to admire her working. Sarah's house, living room night. Sarah and Marcus sit on the couch, a small distance between them. The old TV shows an old movie. Marcus, can I ask you a question? Sarah, sure. Marcus, why do you do this? Help me like this? Sarah, surprised. Why wouldn't I help? Marcus, many people wouldn't. I'm a stranger. You have your own bills, your own problems. Why add one more? Sarah is quiet for a moment. Sarah, when my parents died, I was alone. Completely. The debts were enormous. The hospital, the funeral, everything. I didn't know how I was going to survive. She looks at him. Sarah can't. Mrs. Rodriguez and other people from this town, people who have as little as I do, helped me. They brought food, paid an electric bill when I couldn't, stayed with me when I cried in the middle of the night. Tears shine in her eyes. Sarah can't. So when I saw you on that road bleeding, I didn't think about what it would cost me to help. I thought, if that were me, I'd want someone to stop. Marcus gently takes her hand. Marcus, you're an incredible person. Sarah Martinez. Sarah, smiling through tears, you barely know me. Marcus, I know enough. They look at each other. The distance between them shrinks. Marcus leans in. Sarah's old phone rings loudly, breaking the moment. Sarah answers, still looking at Marcus. Sarah, on phone, hello? Yes, Mr. Patterson. Tomorrow? But it's my day off. I understand. Yes, I'll be there. She hangs up, frustrated. Marcus problem? Sarah, my boss. Wants me to do another double shift tomorrow. The morning waitress quit. Marcus, you can say no. Sarah, laughing, without humor. People like me can't say no. Saying no means getting fired. Getting fired means no money. No money means Marcus, finishing, losing everything. Sarah, exactly. Marcus frowns, something bothering his memoryless mind. Marcus, that seems wrong. Very wrong. Sarah, welcome to the real world. But as she says it, Sarah wonders, what is his real world? The one where he's exploited or the one where he's the exploiter? Red Creek Diner, next day. Sarah is exhausted, serving the lunch crowd. Her feet ache. She barely slept. A black Mercedes stops in front. A woman gets out, Victoria Ashford, 29 years old, impeccably dressed in designer clothes, expensive sunglasses, air of someone who's never worked a day in her life. She enters the diner as if entering a natural history museum, fascinated and vaguely repulsed. Victoria sits at the counter. Sarah approaches. Sarah, welcome to Red Creek Diner. Can I take your order? Victoria lowers her sunglasses, studying Sarah with calculating eyes. Victoria, actually, I'm looking for someone. A man. Tall, dark hair, drives a black Mustang. Sarah's blood freezes. Sarah, carefully. Why are you looking for him? Victoria, impatient. Because he's my fiancé and he disappeared a week ago. His phone is off. His car was found burned. And witnesses say a local woman picked him up. She looks Sarah up and down, disdainful. Victoria, can't. You wouldn't be that woman, would you? Sarah could lie. Should lie. But something about Victoria, her arrogance, her condescending tone, irritates her deeply. Sarah, what if I were? Victoria smiles, but there's no warmth in it. Victoria, then you'd be in a lot of trouble, sweetheart. Holding a man against his will is kidnapping, especially when that man is Marcus Huntington. Sarah, I'm not holding anyone against their will. He's hurt. I'm taking care of him. Victoria, laughing, taking care of him? In what exactly? Your little poor person's shack? Sarah clenches her fists. Sarah, better than letting him die on the road. Victoria, so dramatic. Look, I understand. Rich, handsome man faints at your door. You see an opportunity. But Marcus is mine, and I want him back. Sarah, he's not property. Victoria, no. So he told you about our engagement? About our wedding plan for next month? About the prenup already signed? Each word is a stab. Sarah feels the ground collapse beneath her feet. Sarah, weakly. He doesn't remember. Victoria, interested. Doesn't remember? Sarah, amnesia. From the accident. Victoria processes this, and slowly a smile forms. Victoria, interesting. And you didn't think it was important to tell him who he is? Sarah, I was going to. Victoria, when? After taking advantage of the situation? After making him fall in love with you? What a convenient fairy tale. Sarah, it's not like that. Victoria, no? Then where is he? Take me to him now. Sarah hesitates. Everything inside her screams to refuse. But Victoria is right legally, morally. Sarah has no right to keep Marcus from his real life, even if that real life seems cold and empty compared to the last few days. Sarah, defeated, he's at my house. Victoria, grabbing the Mercedes keys. Then let's go. Sarah's house, yard moments later. Marcus is fixing the porch, shirtless because of the heat, sweat glistening on his tan skin. He's whistling, genuinely happy. He hears cars arriving. Stands up, curious. Sarah exits her pickup, expression devastated. Victoria exits the Mercedes, perfect and icy. Marcus looks between the two women, confused. Marcus, Sarah? Whose? Victoria, interrupting. Marcus, darling. Thank God you're okay. She runs to him, hugging him. Marcus freezes, not knowing what to do. Marcus, looking at Sarah over Victoria's shoulder. Sarah. Who is this woman? Victoria pulls away, pretending to be shocked. Victoria. Marcus, it's me. Victoria. Your fiancé. Marcus looks at Sarah. All color drains from his face. Marcus, whispering Sarah? Sarah can't look at him. Victoria can't. Oh my God, it's true. You really don't remember anything. She turns to Sarah, accusatory. Victoria can't. And you didn't think it was important to tell him? About me? About his life? Sarah, defensive. I was waiting for him to recover. Victoria, for a week? While you kept him here, playing house. Marcus, to Sarah, wait. You knew who I was this whole time? Sarah finally looks at him. Tears in her eyes. Sarah, yes. I knew. Marcus's expression goes from confusion to betrayal to anger. Marcus, you lied to me. Sarah, I didn't exactly lie. Marcus, raising his voice, you let me believe I was just some random guy. When all along I had a whole life, a fiancé waiting. Sarah, I was going to tell you. Marcus, when? This is. He searches for words, frustration and betrayal clearly written on his face. Victoria, placing her hand on his arm. It's kidnapping, Marcus. But don't worry. We're going home now. I'll call our private doctor. Everything will be fine. Marcus looks at Sarah one more time. She's never seen him like this, cold, distant. Like the man in the gala photos. Like a Huntington. Marcus, to Sarah, voice icy, I trusted you. Sarah, pleading, Marcus, let me explain. Marcus, you had a week to explain. I think that says it all. He turns, goes to the Mercedes with Victoria. Sarah stands there, watching the car leave. Tears flowing freely now. Mrs. Rodriguez appears from her house, running to Sarah. MRS. Rodriguez Mija, I saw everything from the window. Sarah collapsing. I ruined everything, Elena. I lied to him, and now he hates me. MRS. Rodriguez, he doesn't hate you. He's confused and angry. Sarah, he has every right to be angry. I had no right to hide who he is. MRS. Rodriguez, why did you do it? Sarah looks at the empty road, where the Mercedes disappeared. Sarah, whispering, because for the first time in years, I felt seen. Not as the poor waitress. Not as the girl who couldn't finish college. Just as Sarah. And he looked at me like I mattered. MRS. Rodriguez, you do matter, Mija. Sarah, not to people like him. Not in the real world. She goes inside, closing the door. Huntington Mansion, Dallas night. A modern, imposing mansion. Minimalist, expensive, cold. More luxury, hotel than home. Marcus is in his suite, wearing expensive clothes that don't feel like his. Victoria is adjusting his tie. Victoria, the doctor said your memory should return gradually. The more you expose yourself to familiar things. Marcus, distant, familiar. Right. He looks around. Everything is perfect, organized, without personality. Victoria, your father designed this house. You always said it was important to keep his legacy alive. Marcus, my father. Tell me about him. Victoria hesitates. Victoria, he was a shrewd businessman. Built Huntington Energy from scratch. Taught you everything you know about business. Marcus, was he a good man? Victoria, choosing words. He was efficient. Focused. Just like you. Marcus looks at himself in the mirror. $3,000 suit. Perfectly groomed hair. Face he doesn't recognize. Marcus, I don't feel like this person. Victoria, you suffer trauma. Give it time. Marcus, and us, are we happy? Victoria stops. Victoria, we're compatible. Our families have business together. It makes sense. Marcus, that didn't answer my question. Victoria, coldly. Happiness is for people who have the luxury of not worrying about billions of dollars and corporate legacies. Marcus. Marcus turns away from her, uncomfortable. Huntington Energy office, day. A CEO office on the 40th floor. Panoramic view of Dallas. Marcus sits behind a huge desk, feeling completely lost. His assistant, James, 45 years old, efficient, loyal, enters with documents. James, Mr. Huntington, it's good to have you back. These documents need your signature. Marcus looks at the paperwork, acquisitions, contracts, agreements. Marcus James, be honest with me. What kind of man am I? James cautious, sir? Marcus at work. Am I fair? Generous? Do I treat people well? James carefully chooses his words. James, you're very much like your father. Results focused. The company always comes first. Marcus, and that's good? James depends on who you ask. Marcus flips through the documents. One catches his attention. Land acquisition, Red Creek, Texas. His blood runs cold. Marcus, what is this? James, an old project your father started. There's oil in that region. We're buying up the remaining properties. Marcus, reading. Below market value offers. Eminent domain proceedings if necessary. James, standard business practices, sir. Marcus, Red Creek. I was there. I met people from there. James, confused, sir? Marcus stands abruptly. Marcus, cancel this. All these acquisitions. James, but sir, the shareholders. Marcus, I don't care about the shareholders. These are people's homes, James. Their lives. James, calmly, Mr. Huntington, with all due respect. That's not how you thought before the accident. Marcus stops. Marcus, what kind of man was I before? James, honestly. One who understood that sentimentality doesn't build empires. Marcus sinks into his chair, disturbed. Sarah's house night. Sarah sits alone, surrounded by bills. She does the math in a notebook. It doesn't add up. It never adds up. Her phone rings. Unknown number. Sarah, hello? Man's voice, Miss Martinez? This is Robert Chin from the Huntington Law Firm, calling on behalf of Marcus Huntington. Sarah's heart races. Sarah, is he okay? Robert, cold. Mr. Huntington has instructed me to inform you that he wishes no further contact. Any attempt to contact him will be considered harassment. Sarah, hurting, I understand. Robert, there's also the matter of his belongings that remained at your residence. A carrier will come by to collect. Sarah, interrupting, you can stop. I'll donate everything. I'm sure he has plenty of expensive things to replace them. Robert, Miss Martinez. Sarah hangs up. She looks at the drawer where she kept Marcus's wallet, takes it out along with his expensive clothes. She goes to the porch, lights a small fire in the old metal drum she uses for trash. But she can't throw anything in. Instead, she hugs the clothes, smelling him, and cries. Huntington Mansion, Marcus's bedroom night. Marcus wakes abruptly. He just had a dream, no, a memory. He's 12 years old. He's with his father at a farm. A family is being evicted. The woman cries. The man begs. Young Marcus asks why they can't just buy the land for a fair price. His father says, businesses aren't built on compassion, son. They're built on strength. Marcus gets up, goes to his home office, turns on the lights, starts searching through files, everything digital, organized, efficient. He finds folders, dozens of them. Red Creek acquisitions, eminent domain proceedings, asset liquidation. Each file tells a story of a destroyed family, of lost legacy, of profit over people. He opens a video file, security footage from a board meeting. It's him 6 months ago. Marcus in video, these people are obstacles. Nothing more. My father taught me that sentiment has no place in business, and he was right. Let's do whatever necessary to close these acquisitions. Present Marcus turns off the video, disgusted with himself. He was exactly like his father, maybe worse. Red Creek Diner, early morning. Sarah is opening the diner, alone. It's 4:45 a.m. She barely slept. The door opens. Marcus enters. Sarah freezes. Sarah, whispering Marcus. He looks different. More tired. More human. Marcus, I drove all night. I needed to see you. Sarah, your lawyer, said. Marcus, forget the lawyer. Please. Just listen to me. Sarah sits on a stool. Marcus sits across from her. Marcus can't. My memory came back. Everything. Who I am. What I did. What kind of person I was. Sarah, whispering. And what kind of person were you? Marcus, ashamed. The kind who destroyed families for profit. Who saw people like you, honest, hardworking, decent people, as obstacles. as numbers on a spreadsheet. Tears fill his eyes. Marcus can't. My father bought someone's cousin's farm here. Jim, I think. For pennies. I continued that legacy. Expanded it. Sarah, why are you telling me this? Marcus, because you deserve to know who I really am. Before the accident, I never would have stopped to help anyone. I would have driven right by. People like me don't mix with people like you. Sarah, hurt people like me. Marcus, no. That came out wrong. What I mean is, the old Marcus lived in a bubble. Of privilege, of wealth, of total disconnection from how most people live. He takes her hand. Marcus can't. But then I woke up in your house. And for the first time in my life, I really lived. I washed dishes, fixed fences, drank bad coffee, laughed at simple jokes, sat on a porch and watched the sunset without thinking about profit margins. Sarah, Marcus. Marcus, desperate, and I met you. Sarah, you saved me. Not just from the accident. From myself. You showed me what really matters. Kindness, compassion, honest work, community. Sarah, but I lied to you. Marcus, you gave me a gift. A few days of being just a man. Not a Huntington. Not a CEO. Just Marcus. And I want to be that Marcus again. Sarah, tears falling, you can't. That's not the real world. Not for you. Marcus, then I'll change my world. He takes papers from his pocket, places them on the table. Marcus can't. I canceled all the acquisitions in Red Creek. Established a restitution fund for families my father hurt. I'm restructuring the company to focus on renewable energy and ethical practices. Sarah, shocked Marcus, that's Marcus corporate suicide, I know. My board is furious. Victoria left me. Half my executives resigned. He smiles. Marcus can't. And I've never felt better. Sarah, you don't have to do this for me. Marcus, I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for me. Because for the first time, I like the man I see in the mirror. He moves closer. Marcus can't. But I want to do something for you. If you'll let me. Sarah shakes her head, confused. Marcus pulls out another paper. Marcus can't. Full scholarship to University of Texas. Nursing program. Starts fall semester. Sarah gasps. Sarah, I can't accept this. Marcus, please. Let me do one thing right. Sarah, Marcus, this is too much. Marcus, it's not enough. It will never be enough to make up for what I did, what my family did. But it's a start. Sarah looks at the paper, then at him. Sarah, what about us? Marcus, softly. That's entirely up to you. I understand if you can't forgive me. I lied about who I am too, by omission. All those weeks while I pretended to be a better man, I was really the monster who exploited people like you. Sarah, you're not a monster. Marcus, how do you know? Sarah, touching his face, because monsters don't wash dishes. Don't laugh at their own bad jokes. Don't watch the sunset like they're seeing magic for the first time. She smiles through tears. Sarah can't. That Marcus, the one who washed dishes and fixed fences, he was real. As real as the billionaire CEO. Maybe even more so. Marcus, I want to be that man. Forever. With you. Sarah, whispering, I was so scared. Marcus, of what? Sarah, that when your memory came back, you'd become someone I couldn't love. But you're not. You're just more of him. The man I met. Only now with awareness of what you can do, of the mistakes you can correct. Marcus pulls her close. Marcus, I love you, Sarah Martinez. Not despite who you are, but because of it. You're the bravest person I've met. Sarah, I love you too. Both of you. The cowboy without memory and the billionaire trying to be better. They kiss, soft and deep, as dawn light begins to fill the diner. Graduation ceremony, 1 year later. Sarah is on a stage, wearing cap and gown. She receives her nursing degree with honors. In the audience, Marcus applauds wildly. Next to him, Mrs. Rodriguez, Tommy, and half the town of Red Creek. Huntington Energy new office, day. The office has been transformed. Still professional, but now with personal touches. Photos of Marcus and Sarah. A plant Sarah gave him. A piece of the broken fence they fixed together, framed as art. Marcus is in a meeting with the new board, more diverse, younger, more committed to change. Marcus last quarter, our renewable energy initiatives surpassed oil for the first time in company history. Applause. Marcus can't. But more importantly, our community approval rating has risen 200%. People want to do business with us because they trust us again. He smiles. Marcus can't. Turns out doing the right thing is also good for business. My father never understood that. But I do now. Sarah's house, porch evening. The house has been subtly improved, new paint, fixed porch. But it's still the same modest house. Sarah insisted. Marcus and Sarah sit on the steps, exactly like that first night, watching the sunset. Sarah, do you regret it? Marcus, what? Sarah, everything you gave up. Victoria. The traditional billionaire life. It would be easier. Marcus, easier doesn't mean better. He pulls her close. Marcus can't. I gained more than I lost. I gained you. I gained purpose. I gained myself. Sarah still. Sometimes I wonder if that accident wasn't the best thing that ever happened to you. Marcus, thoughtful maybe. Or maybe you were the best thing waiting to happen. The accident just accelerated the inevitable. Sarah, inevitable? Marcus, us. Somehow, somewhere, I believe we would have found each other. Because some people are meant to meet. Sarah rests her head on his shoulder. Sarah, you've gotten sentimental. Marcus, you made me sentimental. They sit in comfortable silence as the sun sets, painting the sky in shades of gold and pink. In his pocket, Marcus feels the small box. Engagement ring inside, not an expensive diamond, but a turquoise that belonged to Sarah's mother. Later. He'll ask later. For now, this moment is perfect as it is. A millionaire cowboy who lost everything to find what really matters. And the humble woman who saved him, not from the accident, but from a life without meaning. Two worlds that should never have met. But they did. And it changed everything. The end.